What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have a huge reports coming from Spain. The Don Balón newspaper is reporting that Liverpool are working on a deal for Dio Upamecano, and according to this Spanish newspaper, Liverpool are close to announcing the signing of Upamecano in this January transfer window for about £38 million, 45 million euros is the mentioned figure. And according to Don Balón, Liverpool are working in the shadows to announce a deal for Upamecano as soon as possible, suggesting that talks are in a very advanced stage, and I'm really excited about this because Upamecano would be just the perfect transfer for Liverpool. And if we pay the asking price of Leipzig, why not sign one of the next great talents of European football when it comes to centre-back? So guys, if you are excited about this news, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, let me know where are you watching from, let me know which centre-back do you want Liverpool to sign in the comments below. And Don Balón also revealed that Upamecano's release clause has dropped from 60 million euros to 45 million, which makes him a very tempting signing at that price. 45 million euros is like 40 million pounds, so I think that would be an absolutely huge transfer. And let's listen to the report. The report is saying that Upamecano's arrival at Anfield seems just a matter of time after Liverpool's latest big move. Of course, Liverpool faces this winter transfer market with a great priority, which is known to everyone: signing a centre-back. And according to Don Balón newspaper, Jurgen Klopp wants none other than Upamecano. The French RB Leipzig centre-back renewed his contract last summer, but he left the door completely open for an exit, notably lowering his release clause from 60 to 45 million euros. Still a high price for the current market, diminished by the pandemic, but the Liverpool will try to make an effort to pay that amount to close this deal. In Germany, they are aware that they will end up losing their great promise, that great talent of 22 years old Upamecano sooner or later, and this would be a great move for Upamecano's career as well. Liverpool continues to work in the shadows to be able to announce the arrival of the French defender as soon as possible, in addition to not making the transfer, more expensive or delayed due to the possible interest of other great clubs, big clubs like Manchester United or Real Madrid. Jurgen Klopp's plan has so far gone perfectly, pending the final signature of Upamecano, after which his team will be able to recruit one of the most promising central defenders, centre-backs in Europe, at a much lower price than his market value. I think Upamecano's market value would be around 60-70 million pounds, but at 40 million, that would be an absolute bargain, an absolute steal. And what is also interesting is that the Liverpool Echo did a survey on their website on which centre-back do the Liverpool fans want the most, and the results are interesting because the top number one centre-back desired by Liverpool fans is not Upamecano, but most Liverpool fans on that website believe Kalidou Koulibaly would be the perfect centre-back for Liverpool. The Napoli man was the top choice for 40% of the Liverpool fans. Upamecano came in as a close second with 35%, and Ozab Kabak came third with 8%. Alaba, I'm not sure if Alaba was on the list at all to be voted on, but I think Upamecano would be probably half the price right now as Koulibaly. Koulibaly, I don't think Napoli would sell him for anywhere less than 70-80 million pounds, and Upamecano is available for 40 million. According to this report, his release clause is 45 million euros, and I think Liverpool will want to sign a centre-back for not just the next 6 months, but then for the next 5 years. We would have replaced Dejan Lovren anyway next summer. Now we just bring that transfer forward by 6 months, plugging a huge gap that is gaping in the Liverpool defense, and also freeing up other players like Henderson, like Fabinho, to play further forward. There are rumors that Matip might be fit for the Manchester United game, and that is huge because I think that Liverpool-Man United game could actually decide whether Liverpool are able to win the title or not. If we don't win that, then it's going to be incredibly difficult to claw back the difference between Liverpool and Man City, because I believe that Man City will go 2 points clear when they win their games in hand. And James Pearce also said this: I'm always wary about transfer windows. Every club is the same pretty much in regards to finances in this current time in the middle of the pandemic. If you are going to bring someone in at Liverpool, who are they going to replace and how are they going to replace them? Do Liverpool need a quick fix? My comment: Dejan Lovren has never been replaced. Liverpool went into this season with just 3 centre-backs, which was a small gamble. Nobody of course expected Van Dijk and Gomez to get a long-term, like 6 months injury at the same time, almost at the same time, which was very, very unfortunate. But I think Liverpool don't need to replace anybody. We need to replace Dejan Lovren, who we sold in the summer and never replaced him still. James Pearce continued: with Jurgen Klopp, their recruitment model Liverpool has been fantastic up to this point. They have brought players in that they have needed in a certain place, and it fits a structure. There is a lot of call for a replacement for Van Dijk. A knee-jerk reaction to improve this season would go against that model. Liverpool have got young players who can do it. It's whether they can turn around these young players, the likes of Williams and Phillips, and get them to be more consistent. But you know what's the problem? You can't start them regularly in the Premier League, at least not yet. The one position where experience is key is at centre-back, and you can't start a 19-year-old or a 21-year-old centre-back against seasoned Premier League teams, seasoned professionals who know everything about the Premier League. That's why Jurgen Klopp didn't start Phillips or Williams against Southampton. We went with Henderson and Fabinho, and we still couldn't keep a clean sheet. So with Williams or Phillips, it could have been even worse. And what is also interesting is that Fabrizio Romano has told the Transfer Window podcast, Que Golasso Pod, that Liverpool have no plans to spend a lot of money in the January transfer window, but they are planning for something interesting next summer. So make of that what you will. I still think that Liverpool are going to sign a centre-back in January. We have to. If we don't, we can kiss goodbye the Premier League title, and I don't think Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool would be not smart enough to bring in a centre-back when we know that we are crying out for one. With Van Dijk and Gomez out until potentially the end of the season, we cannot go through the rest of the season with Matip and Fabinho, with Matip in and out of the team. It would make it almost impossible for Liverpool to win the title. According to a report in Spain as well, Wijnaldum has rejected another Liverpool contract offer. This is the latest contract on the table for Wijnaldum, and he rejected that as well because it has fallen short of Wijnaldum's wage demands and expectations. So a move away from Liverpool is now on the cards, according to this report coming from Spain. The report goes on to state that Wijnaldum does not want to be at Liverpool and wants the choice to be able to leave. His heart is set on a move to Barcelona, who will be able to start negotiating with him on a pre-contract agreement. Right now, Wijnaldum was presented with a new deal with a new deal by Liverpool at the start of December. According to The Guardian, on December 27th, he requested more time to be given before coming up with an answer, and the latest information is that Wijnaldum made up his mind. He wants to go to Barcelona, he wants to leave Liverpool, which absolutely breaks my heart because Wijnaldum is such an integral part to this Liverpool team. He's such a brilliant player. He is a Liverpool legend in my eyes, who helped Liverpool win the Champions League and the Premier League titles. If Barcelona do land him, it will be a huge boost for Ronald Koeman, who is eyeing a similar move for Wijnaldum's teammate in the Netherlands national team, Memphis Depay as well. Memphis Depay's contract is up in the summer at Lyon, and he wants to move to Barcelona as well. Barcelona tried to sign Wijnaldum and Depay last summer, but they didn't have the money. So now we will be both free agents, so Barcelona can sign them. And Liverpool's position here with this Wijnaldum contract talk is that Liverpool have already a lot of midfielders. We have 8 or 9 centre midfielders who can play in that centre midfield position. So Liverpool think they can afford to let Wijnaldum go and they won't suffer the consequences because we have Curtis Jones coming through. We still have Shaqiri. We can play Minamino in midfield, and we have of course the lot of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Milner, Naby Keita, Thiago, Jordan Henderson, even Fabinho when the centre backs will be back fit to choose from. So Liverpool have a lot of options, and they don't want to offer Wijnaldum a big contract, because at the end of that big contract Wijnaldum will be 33 years old and his contribution might diminish. But you might argue that James Milner, who is 35 now, has a big contract still at Liverpool. He earns more than Wijnaldum right now earns. So I think Wijnaldum is entitled to an improved contract, but the fact is Liverpool don't want to give him that. What do you think about that? I think that's not the right solution, but Liverpool have other ideas and we will always respect what the club does. Steve Nicol, the former Liverpool player who is now pundit and CSPN, was pretty critical of Liverpool's front three, saying that they stopped delivering and these dropped points and the defeat against Southampton is on them. What do you think about this? Let's first listen to what he has to say. I think it's pretty clear where the problems are. It's up front. The front three are not producing, not delivering. They are not even creating many chances. Yes, at Newcastle they made opportunities, but this Southampton game and the West Brom game, they never created anything. If you are going to create, then you aren't going to score goals. This is where Jurgen Klopp comes into it as well and earns his big salary. It's all very well saying this is wrong, this isn't right. The fact is, these 3 games we are talking about, they have had over 70% possession of the ball in every game. So it's not a complete and utter shambles. The fact is, Klopp now has to have a quiet word and a clever word with the front three. Sometimes it's just about a little nugget that you give a player, like Mane. Why don't you say to him, you are standing in the box, you are standing with your back to goal all the time. Can you get yourself on the half turn? That's half a yard in the box. When you are playing against teams who defend so ruthlessly as Southampton did in the box, then that gives you an edge. Salah is the same, always looking to run in and be standing in the box. Why don't you stand a little wider, a little deeper? With the feet he's got, no defender wants you running at him. It's all these little nuggets that make the difference, with the front three in particular. The rest of it is okay. I don't think Mane should be criticized against Southampton. He was our best player, our most lively player. He ran at the fullback time and time again. And I think twice Kyle Walker-Peters fouled Mane in the box, which should have been a penalty. John Barnes is unfazed by just 2 goals for Sadio Mane in the last 13 games, which is pretty much a goal drought. He says he's not concerned because Mane is a full package deal. This is very much the same thing we talked about last year with Firmino, where we won the league by 20 points, yet people were complaining that Firmino wasn't scoring enough goals, yet he was playing every game and contributing to the team's overall performance. Firstly, it's important to remember that Mane has been one of the most important players in this Liverpool team, and his form is excellent. Perhaps not excellent in terms of number of goals scored, but excellent in terms of what he does for the team. I would even say that Mane has a lot to do with why we are at the top of the league, and that's done both on and off the pitch and on and off the ball. His goal scoring, his creativity, it's a package deal with Mane, so I don't see why it's all doom and gloom for a team that's top of the league. And yes, the last 2 games haven't gone our way, but that could easily be turned around, and I expect Liverpool to do so. And yes, I think the last 3 games Liverpool had a barren spell in front of goal, but the previous 3 games Liverpool created a bucket load of chances and we scored a bucket load of goals, 7 against Crystal Palace and even more against, 2 against Tottenham and more in the previous one. So I think Liverpool, after scoring like 11 goals in 3 games, you can go and score 1 goal in 3 games. On average, that still averages out at like 15 goals in 6 games, which is pretty much a very, very good return. That's like 2.5 goals per game, which is really still... So Liverpool, after 3 fantastic games, regressed to the mean. That's how you say it, I think, in English, in the next 3 games. And yeah, it's just unfortunate that this came during the Christmas and New Year period. But now Liverpool need to turn the page, We are playing Aston Villa on Friday. I'm already looking forward to that game actually, because it's a different competition. It's the FA Cup. It will be a fresh new lineup, and Liverpool can take their eye off the Premier League a little bit and just turn the page and try to inject some momentum into our season. And after that, it's a Liverpool-Manchester United, a big title battle at Anfield, which I'm really looking forward to. But John Aldridge doesn't think that Man United should be taken seriously in the title race. I don't agree with him necessarily, but he said this: Man United have a handful of forward players who can win a game with some moments of magic, and after Solskjaer threw Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford on for the second half, the game was turned around. We have seen that time and time again with Man United. In Fernandes, Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani, they have attacking players with real quality, match winners. When I look at the rest of their team, it looks pretty second rate, pretty average, but top class forwards can win you football matches, and while I'm not convinced they will remain in the title race to the end, these forward players are a real threat. Well, the problem is that Liverpool are so inconsistent. If Liverpool don't improve, then Liverpool might not last the distance in the title race. Man City might run away with it, and I would hate nothing more than to see Manchester City really pull clear in the title race. I really hope that Liverpool can beat Manchester United, because that would give us the momentum and the confidence to go far in the title race. And I want Liverpool to be involved on the last day of the season for the Premier League title, just like we were 2 seasons ago. Last season, yeah, we won the league by like 18 points, but I think that was an outlier of a season. This season will be a lot closer, and I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.